Hello there. Flying solo today for this edition of Saturday Morning Cheap Seats because the dumbass that rides with me and watches the movies with me got his car impounded for being stupid. I'll let him tell that story next week when we go see Hurricane Heist, which is what we were supposed to see this week. But instead, 2 days ago, I went and saw A Wrinkle in Time with my wife. She liked it far more than I did. I did not much care for the movie. And I think it boils down to, like, I've seen things that this director has done, so I'm not going to hate completely on the director, but there were several bad performances in this movie that led me to believe that, okay, it can't be all these people. It has to be the way that they're being directed. And maybe the director and the producers in the studio all had a clash of mindsets of how the characters were supposed to be presented and things like that. But I, for one, I didn't think it was all that great. Now, there's nothing, like, specifically bad about it. There's nothing I can go into, like, detail on and be like, oh, this part really made me mad, or this part was really stupid. It was just incredibly boring. The good parts. The little girl, I can't remember her name, she's going places. That girl is amazing. Like, I can't wait to see her in a movie that uses her to her fullest extent. She's a fantastic young actress, and I'm critical on child actors. Like, I honestly, the kid that plays her younger brother, the Charles Wallace character, I don't think that kid was very good. But I don't think the boyfriend character, or, well, the male love interest guy, whatever the hell he's supposed to be, I don't think he was very good either. So it could be bad directing, and it could just be that they happened to cast a bunch of kids that couldn't really act that well. Visually, the movie was very beautiful, very bright and colorful. It was very pleasant to look at. It was not unappealing to the eye at all. The costumes were awesome. Like, I loved Oprah's costume. I loved Mindy Kaling's costume. And one problem that a lot of other critics are having with this movie that I didn't, I actually kind of enjoyed how annoying Reese Witherspoon was in this movie. She was annoyingly quirky, and I tend to like characters like that in movies. Not to where it's beating you over the face with it, because that can get annoying, but when it's a character that's not a main character, and they're just irritating, I kind of enjoy that. And seeing Reese Witherspoon play a character like that at her age now, I thought was really, really cool. But overall, the movie kind of fell flat for me. I didn't care much for how it was written. Like I said, the young girl was great. Chris Pine was awesome, but he's Chris Pine. He's Chris Pine. Mindy Kaling, the whole movie felt like she just wanted to blow up and do something. Because Mindy Kaling, I like her. I think she's very funny. Like, funny things, Mindy Kaling. Watch her anytime she's appeared with Stephen Colbert on his old show, or on the late show with Stephen Colbert. Her banter back and forth during, like, interviews and stuff. She's a very charming and very funny person. Just in this movie, it felt like they were really holding her back. So I will say this: I can imagine a young girl or boy, but I think especially a young girl, watching this and feeling empowered, and that's awesome. I think that there is a powerful, a positive message behind this film. I really, truly do. I just think that the devil was in the details, and the details of this movie, it fell flat for me. If I on a grade scale, I would give it like a C, like maybe even a C minus. I don't know, something about it, like, I was bored most of them. Now, I will say this: there's some things that happen towards the end, like the child actor, the Charles Wallace, becomes, like, possessed by something called the It, and during that time, that kid looks like he's just having the time of his life, acting all sinister and shit. That is pretty entertaining. I enjoyed that. But overall, I can't. If you have younger kids, there's nothing wrong with the movie. It's not insulting. It's not anything like that. There's nothing offensive about it. You know, I've seen kids' movies that are almost insulting to children. No, not that at all. Young kids, especially, and I don't want to be gender specific, but this movie is kind of targeted towards younger women. A young girl between the age of, like, 7 and 14 would probably get so much more out of this movie than I did. So I highly recommend you take your children to it, but for the adults, I don't think the movie... You're not going to be mad you saw it, but you're probably never going to see it again, and that's the boat that I'm in with it. Now, that's going to lead me into the next movie I want to talk about. This is, of course, a movie that came out, oh god, almost a year ago, but I only go to the theater by my house. I don't like driving far away to see movies, which is why I haven't seen Shape of Water yet. I have had some friends tell me it's fantastic, and a friend of mine named Shelley, who I kind of tend to agree with a lot on film, said she absolutely hated Shape of Water. So now I'm like, oh god, I agree with her a lot on movies. I'm kind of nervous to watch this now, but I'm still going to watch Shape of Water on Tuesday when it comes out on Blu-ray. But we finally saw the movie Lady Bird, and I want to go over the positives about this movie first. The acting was stunning. So just phenomenal acting. It was a well-shot, very well-directed movie. And this movie earned a lot of the nominations it got, but I have to go into the one that I don't think it deserved. This movie, it didn't deserve to win for Best Director, but it did deserve to be nominated. Saoirse Ronan did deserve to be nominated for this movie because she was really great, not to win, though. I'm really glad that Frances McDormand from Three Billboards won, because so far from last year, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is my favorite movie of the year. That is a tremendous film. I'll review that another time. So Lady Bird has scenes in it. They're amazing. There's a woman who comes in to talk to the school about abortion, and that scene has one of my favorite lines in a movie ever. I thought it was just brilliant. Everybody, Aunt Jackie, I know she has an actual name, but I call it, come on, all of us kids that grew up in the 80s and 90s, she's fucking Aunt Jackie from Roseanne. I think she kind of deserved to win for Best Supporting Actress. She was really fucking good in this movie. I enjoyed the movie. I will probably watch this movie again. I got a lot out of it. I think my wife got a little bit more, but once again, I think this is directed towards awkward females, teenagers that, you know, definitely didn't fit in with everybody, and just goes through their life. But I hope I don't get shot for saying this. I don't think the film deserved to be nominated for Best Film of the Year. I didn't. There were several films that didn't get nominated that I thought were better. And not just because I'm a superhero nerd, but I genuinely think that Logan and Wonder Woman were both much better written, much more exciting, and much more appealing films than Lady Bird. There was nothing unappealing about Lady Bird. Let me say that first. It wasn't like this was this bad movie, because I actually enjoyed Lady Bird. I liked it a lot more than I liked Wrinkle in Time. And I would highly suggest people watching Lady Bird. I just think it was a little overhyped. I don't think it was as good as we were all told to believe that it was. Like I said, I enjoyed the film quite a bit. I just don't think it was this masterpiece that people are making it out to be. Sorry, I just don't. A film critic that I watch, Brad Jones, he claimed to like it a lot, but he actually lived in Sacramento, California, and he even admitted that was part of the reason why he placed it so high on his Best Films of the Year list. If I had to list a top 25 favorite films of the year, it might be in that list, but I can think of several movies from last year that were better movies than Lady Bird. Sorry, just do. Although of the two films, I actually do heavily recommend watching Lady Bird. Lady Bird is, if you're a guy who likes to watch a performance-driven film where the movie itself can be boring, but the performances can keep you interested, which I am. I'm the kind of guy that I can watch a movie about nothing as long as the performances are good. So if you're like that, yeah, you'll thoroughly enjoy this movie. I would give it a solid B+ to A-. I would. Just don't think it was great. It was really good, but not great. That's it for me for today. If the fat bearded bastard that I do the videos with doesn't get like his kid kidnapped by aliens, or doesn't get like, you know, arrested by the government for the 900 pounds of cocaine he has buried underneath his mobile home, then, or underneath his trailer, then none of that happens. Then we'll be back hopefully this next week with Hurricane Heist, and the week after that is Pacific Rim 2, Hell's Yeah. I'm tired. I'll see y'all later.